The Manuscript of Survival, Part 369. November 14, 2013. These last few days have been intense indeed, as you have all been traveling through a corridor of light that has opened so many new connections within. And now that you have exited this corridor, you will have some time to readjust to all of these changes, and then, you will start to notice what this last sojourn in the heightened frequencies has brought about. For as we told you earlier, through this process, so many new connections were secured and opened, and now, the light will have a much easier time reaching the targets, and so, it will be able to deliver much larger quantities of information directly into you all, in ways that will enable you to fulfill your quotas much faster. Let us explain. As we have touched upon in detail before, you are all here to fulfill a previously agreed task of assisting in this whole process of literally reconstructing your whole planet, and each and every one of you will serve in one specific area, where you will be asked to perform according to your abilities and previously agreed upon plan. And now, as this last download was so successful, we will crank up the tempo of it all once again. So you see, those endless questions of when will soon be asked again, but again, the same answer will be, when the time is right. And now, you will all have even shorter to wait for all of this, as you have enabled yourselves and indeed the rest of creation to amp up the speed of this process even further. So kudos to you all for having accomplished this, as it was by no means a mean feat. But again, there is much more work to do, and now, you will all find yourselves branching out in so many ways, as the real reason for your sojourn to this planet will start to seep into you. For now, you will all find the connection between you and not only the rest of the people you are connected with through this journey, but also those of us still hovering on the other side of the so-called veil to be heightened in such a way, it will make this next period far more interesting than you have perhaps envisaged. For you will be called upon to take yourself to task. In other words, your tasks will start to solidify within your consciousness, and you will see how bits and pieces of seemingly random information, accidental meetings and personal connections will start to emerge. And bit by bit, piece by piece, they will start to coalesce into a pattern that will enable you all to start to get a firmer grip on just who you are and why you are here in the first place. And remember, even if each and every one of you play a unique and very individual part in this whole process, you are all closely linked to so many others as well, so it bears to remember to share whatever information you may accrue along the way. For this is indeed a very collective process in all sorts of ways, and the better you are at linking together the separate pieces you will find, the faster this whole process will be completed. For remember, this is done by you, not for you. And even if we have repeated this adage many times already, it is one we will remind you of again and again. For you are the ones setting the pace in all of this, and as such, you are the only ones who can fully answer the question of when. For that is up to each and every one of you, and now, you have all taken a mighty leap closer to that line in the sand that says, now the time is here. For you have managed to open such an impressive succession of doors only during this last week, the tempo will speed up significantly. So once again we say stay awake and start to notice things that will start to show up in your sphere of consciousness. Some of it may appear out on the fringes, but that does not mean it is of little importance, far from it. So sit up and take notice, and indeed, take notes, and most of all, compare notes. For you will each be given pieces that will fit perfectly with another's part of the puzzle, and as such, nothing is of no importance even if it does not seem to fit in anywhere in your part of this large scenario. So stay connected in every sense of the word, and know that you are picking up speed daily as you go about this important work of deconstructing the information and reassembling it again with the aid of each other. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com